With every single tick-tock of the clock, time don't stop, but it only get intensified. With a vision to ride, my mind's eyes only visualize and get prepared for the strenuous time. Cause everybody wanna know when they gon' pop. Cause the 2G flop, when it gon' drop. No, not either day or the time, but take a look at the sign, cause only seconds till the show stop.
Everybody keep looking at me through the microscope. Oh, I can't flow, finna rock the boat. Because all my people living comfortable. Don't mean everybody got a front to roll. See, ain't like Mo, the niggas and hoes. And how much dough, or what you roll, or what he roll. To the Pick a War show, or how much endo a nigga could blow. See, vanity, you'll put a hole in your dome like a cavity. Now all y'all niggas looking mad at me, cause I'm fancy free, you living fast and free. See, y'all were concerned with the club at night. I wish thug finna hug the mic, but never think about the fact that these motherfuckers drug and spite. All the water in the food supply, and airplanes fly high in the sky, spraying microscopic from the tropics. Man-made shit up in your optic, nah shit, I'm a next toxic. When I'm finished, switch topics, all about these fake ass cops. They love to drop all my niggas in the cell to rock. Put a shot in the bumper clock, but your boy blood clock. Cause it's all just an inch you comply, because they got the technology. Probably that'll be all up in your brain, like lobotomy, sodomy of the mind, kinda like psychology. Better get apology, gotta be running through the blood, genealogy. Open your eyes, open your mind, cause the things that you can't see, much realer than the things that you can't see. I spit in fact that react what you really can't stand.
With every single tick-tock of the clock, time won't stop, but it only get intensified. With the vision to ride, my mind's eyes only visualize and get prepared for the strenuous time. Cause everybody wanna know when it's gon' pop. Cause the 2G flop, when it gon' drop. No, not either day at the time, but take a look at the sign, cause only seconds till the show.
Yo, pick up, hey, when I penetrate, meditate, you bitch niggas sit back and menstruate. Keep the words focused and fixate. Horns blowing, don't be letting get caught with a deadly onslaught. The fist, the cuff, shanks, gunshot, eye, my gun cock, aimed at the wicked World War III prescription. To the Bible, I'm addicted, strive to be a brainiac, and you a nick with the unfruitful's already been sifted. Nigga, you better get when S.O.J. get evicted. Watch me rip it, similar to when heads roll. My rhymes cold like my lines are from the North Pole. 200 million angels to the toll, take off your blindfold. Remember being bought and sold, it'll be a lame nigga. Take out the game, nigga, black, Indian, Latin, it's all the same, nigga. We gotta pull it together like a gun trigger, wait for Christ to deliver. 144 G's in the figure, move to the zone with vigor. Plus I live the life of a villain, it's Mike who's not listening. I'm still dealing, still with a double S1, slicing demons and hordes. And yo, in the name of the Lord, who's ready to settle the score and kick down Esau's door. Got the word on lock like a figure four. My soldiers hit the floor on one accord. Boy, you get destroyed if you lack knowledge. You be SOJ, nigga, I doubt it. This is where the unlearned get confounded. In my zone, I try to stay well-rounded. Don't see me on the streets, you look astounded. I got the strap to Esau, and this is how it sounds.
Ain't gonna be another day walking in the way of the heathen. Confident niggas are scared to open their ears to the true teachings of the Almighty Jehovah. His word is a power devours non-believers and cowardly decompose flesh. The hours upon us, be honest, opponents. Gonna split truth all the way to Daytona. You stress about tomorrow and what's coming for you. Don't think about your inner, even what you're doing. Cash flow, blunt flow, how the fuck you doing? What you doing? Who you choosing? Expiration date of who is brewing. Inquire of the Lord, inquire of the Lord, as he holds the sword. With every single tick-tock of the clock, time don't stop, but it only get intensified. With a vision to ride, my mind's eyes only visualize and get prepared for the strenuous time. Cause everybody wanna know when it's gon' pop. Cause the 2G flop, when it gon' drop. No, not either day at the time, but take a look at the sign, cause only seconds till the show stop. With every single tick-tock of the clock, time don't stop, but it only get intensified. With a vision to ride, my mind's eyes only visualize and get prepared for the strenuous time. Cause everybody wanna know when it's gon' pop. Cause the 2G flop, when it gon' drop. No, not either day at the time, but take a look at the sign, cause only seconds till the show stop. No, not either day at the time, but take a look at the sign, cause only seconds till the show stop.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Why Yahweh Shai? It's your brother Ahmath. I acquire first name. IQ is all the same. Shabbat shalom to the saints that's in the house, man. That's stayed up with me this evening. I know it's been a little while. I haven't done a Friday Night Lights in a while. But duty calls, schedule calls for it. Lord willing, those of you who are locked in and got your notifications, you're popping in. All praise and honor, glory to the Most High for that. And your welcome presence. Come on in. Just as long as you wipe your feet, you're always welcome. You feel me? So shalom to my brothers up there in the Northwest. Shalom to the house of Byron, Brandon Yah, shalom, brother Carlos, shalom, Ashar, shalom, Koaf, shalom, Shalak in the house, shalom. What time is it where you're at? I'm curious. What time is it? That's going to show me how 10 toes down that brother is. I'm curious. Tap in with me, Shalai. Let me know. Throw it in the chat, man. I'm curious. Nonetheless, man, prayerfully everybody else as well. As you jumping on there, man. If you didn't catch this, when it was live in the evening, you're watching it during the day of the Shabbat. Shalom and Shabbat Shalom to you. All right. 5:08 a.m. 5:08 a.m. All praises, man. Brother's up, got the notification. He ain't sleeping, regardless of the time, regardless of the geographic location, man. All praises, my brother. All praises, man. Stay safe out there, man. Nonetheless, we gotta talk. We gotta talk as usual, man. DSTM, don't shoot the messenger. You already know what time it is. China is getting super active out here on the war front. They're in the coast of Alaska. They're in Europe. They're in Taiwan. And all of this is a reflection of them monitoring and seeing Sloppy Joe speaking in tongues and live conferences. This is their response, and this is what they're doing when they see the weakness of the heathen, excuse me, the commander in chief, the head demon in charge. I mean, the head of the Hydra, Slow Biden, as he's sitting out here speaking in tongues, fumbling all over the place. The other world powers, man, are positioning themselves to take full advantage of what they see as the weakness of the great, the mother of harlots, the great whore, America. There's a hostage situation going on in the White House right now. You may say, what? I didn't hear about that, IQ. You're going to hear about it. Yeah, and it's involving Slow Biden. He's being held hostage. Well, there's a hostage situation. Let me put it that way. There is a active hostage situation in the White House, and we will talk about that. Okay, and much more, man. So, wipe them feet, man. Hit the like button, man. You came on in here, man. Share the video. Make sure your notifications is clicking, because we already know, man. YouTube is on the hunt, man. They out here cutting heads off and cutting lifelines off of brothers' channels out here, man. So. Appreciate it while you can. All right. And Thawada to all of y'all who've continuously supported Messengers of the Covenant and the DSTM content that we, put up on here and everything else, man. All praises to the Most High, man. We appreciate y'all for sure. For sure. Your alms deeds that y'all send in. I've been meditating on them, like, man, we got to document and show more of where and what, brothers and sisters' alms go towards, feasts and things of that nature, man, to help the fellowship go along. So, Lord willing, we'll be posting and showing a lot more of what we do. We just try to stay so low key on this internet thing, man. It just sometimes it doesn't reflect in our minds and say, look, we need to share with the family, man. Make sure that they, understand and see what and how we get down over here, and for the extended family that's outside of other states and countries as well, that we're in cahoots with, as you would say. So let's get right to it, man. I know it's Friday Night Lights, man. I'm not gonna keep y'all up too long, man. Lord willing. Let the Lord tell it, man. Don't listen to me. Every time I say that, you know what time it is. So let me go ahead on and share, and we'll get right to it. You know what? I think I'm going to set myself down a little bit. Squat down, do it that way. All right. Boom. So here we go. Poland must, they didn't say they think they should, maybe, or it might be a good idea. No, must prepare army for full-scale conflict, Army Chief says. So if anybody's wondering what's happening with the war situation, you know what? Hold on. Slucky, y'all. I think before we begin, give your brother 1 second. Give your brother 1 second, because I think I left something out. I think I left something out. It's going to be very key for the rest of the DSTM today. Give me 1 second, Slucky. Let's see here.
When the sawdust settles and the engine finally roars, the thing you care about most is a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe no matter what you're working on, you need high-quality tools at a great price. And that's what we're all about. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be, and I want to be, candid and frank.
All right.
Now everyone is waiting for November.
All right.
Americans are waiting for November.
I don't need to be listening to him right now. I got him. All right. All right. Looks like we back. It looks like I'm back. Slucky, y'all. I just wanted to add this video on here. All right. So let me get back. Let me share again. And let me drop myself down. Now, this video right here is going to be even more indicative of how we know who Revelation 17 is talking about and Revelation 18, right? Matter of fact, I know I said we're going to start there, but I'm going to preface it with this. Revelation 17, right? And I'm going to read 1 down to 5. Starting at verse 1, it says, "And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." So the 7 vials are the 7 judgments. And the judgments of the Most High is going to befall the earth, and in particular, the great whore, the hoe, known as America, right? How do we know that? Look at this, verse 2. "With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication." So we know, we've talked about it from, till kingdom come, how America is the place where all the kings of the earth have come. They've committed fornication with this place. They've all intertwined. They don't care who else came before them, who came after them. They just want their turn, right? They want to be able to capitalize off of the monetary gains that they can get here through the so-called freedoms that they can have with their sexuality. They want to be able to take advantage of the political, so-called political freedoms that they have here. They want to be able to take advantage of the children of Israel here that are here, because Lord knows all the nations come over here and they take full advantage of the captives and the slaves of America. The Africans come over here, they selling us kente cloth and idol heads and all kind of stuff, talking about it from the ancestors and the homeland. I'm seeing these. Now they might be Israel because they're from Senegal, and the past couple that I ran into, they're from Senegal, migrants, that came over here. I've been seeing them now lately in parking lots of grocery stores, and they're all selling little trinkets, little handmade jewelry, trying to sell them in the streets, well, in the parking lots of grocery stores. So they're out there trying to slang stuff, man. But everybody takes advantage. I mean, the damn Koreans come over here fresh off the fish boats, setting up shop, selling you Louisiana fried chicken. selling you rat, cat, and dog out these damn Chinese restaurants, selling you liquor, selling you nicotine, selling you Black and Milds and weed wraps. How do they know what how do they know the culture of what the Negro and Hispanic love over here in America? Unless they study and they know how to take advantage of it. And the great horse says, we got the children of Israel over here held captive. Come take advantage of them. You can profiteer for them too. I've been in different neighborhoods, in particular here in LA, and in South Central, and on the East Side, and in West LA, where these liquor stores have the rags of the particular neighborhoods that they're in. Blue rags in Crip neighborhoods, red rags in blood neighborhoods, furtherly promoting the self-destructive nature that is known as gangbanging. Selling us malt liquor in the whole nine. I mean, how do they know? Ishmael comes over here, does the same thing. Setting up the liquor stores, setting up the little poppy stores and the bodegas. See, all the nations come over here and commit fornication with them. They get involved with money laundering, pedophile rings, you name it. America's got it all. Everything's for sale here. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of their fornication. They've gotten so much that they're completely inebriated with power, fame, money, exploitation, you name it. They're drunken with all of the fornication that they commit with here in America. Continuing on, it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So this great harlot is sitting on this beast, scarlet-colored beast, very indicative of why, why are they talking about a color? Why is the scriptures even acknowledging a color? Why does a color matter to be? Scarlet color meaning the red color beast. This lets you know that this beast is operated based upon the kingdoms of the so-called white man. 7 heads of the 7 crown kingdoms of the so-called white man, right? Everywhere from Greece, Rome, Spain, Germany, Russia, Great Britain. Who am I missing? Did I say all 12? I mean all 7. If we're talking Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain, 7 heads, right? The 10 horns we've talked about before, EU, the NATO, the European Economic Community, or the EU as it's also known, the 10 horns as well, right? So this beast system that has been aligned through the power structure of the so-called white man, this is where this hoe sits on and controls the beast and everything that comes along with it. So when we're hearing about these 10 horns and we're hearing about the EU, we're hearing about NATO, the hoe runs it. This harlot runs it all. She sits atop, right? See, even when you read, let me get one more open. I think a second. It might be the first. It might be first as before. Let me see. Yeah, let's look at this right here. And first Ezra 4, and we'll read verse 14. And it says, now this was a parable of a question of asking which is most powerful. Is it the king, the multitude of men, wine, or women? Right? And watch this. It says, verse 14. O you men, is it not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth? Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women? See, so the question is being posed, and it's saying, well, here you got all of the great powers and all of the majesty that comes along with the king. The king can, chop heads off at the push of a button, go to war with great nations, have as many wives as he wants to, you name it. It's all good. Let me continue on here, right? So now it says, women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards from whence the wine cometh. So here we're seeing the glory and the power and the seductiveness that a woman has, even over the king, over kingdoms of rule. They say, well, you can't get the king unless he's born of a woman. You can't get the great men of war unless it's born of a woman, right? So it's all leading back to the power and the influence that a woman can have over a man. But watch this. These also make garments for men, and these bring glory unto men. See, even in 1 Corinthians 11, it says that a man gets his glory from his woman, right? Even Proverbs 31 tells you that when they see the virtuous woman out there gathering meat, handling business, doing all that, it lets you know, man, the great men of the land are going to say, man, that's a cold woman right there, man. Whoever her husband is, he's a lucky man, paraphrasing. So it says, these also make garments for the men. These bring glory unto the men. And without women cannot men be. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? So men go to war. Men go out and, especially nowadays, man, brothers is out here killing themselves just to live, to get a nice little outfit. These jakes was out here, they out here renting cars, renting Lamborghinis and renting Ferraris and taking pictures of them just to pose on Instagram because they're hoping that that's going to attract some money grubbing wicked demon of a woman who only wants materialistic things. Brother go out there, man, get paid. He go make sure he go get his hair cut and he does everything he can so he can go out that night, hopefully to try to find a little woman, man, trying to get a good job, be successful, not just for himself. It's because he knows what comes along with it. All these brothers that desire to be athletes, entertainers, they know what comes along with it. Groupies. You dig what I'm saying? So it says, if a man gather together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? They love the gold, the silver, and the goodly things. But guess what? All of that comes along with the woman. And they love a goodly and beautiful, favorable woman. So what do brothers do? Brothers go out there and try to get it. Continued on, it says, and letting all those things go, do they not gate, and even with an open mouth, fix their eyes fast on her, and have not all men more desire unto her than silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. But this also you must know, that the women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to that woman? See that? Man, brother, go out there, give it all, and then tricks it off. These men in the world, at least, they go out there and they trick off money on these women. Flying them out, treating them, they all out here prostituting themselves. Brothers out flying them out, buying them, taking them out to dinner. You see these silly women going viral on these videos, man. Mad because a brother took her first date out to a Cheesecake Factory or wherever else. They want high-end stuff now. So what's a brother do next? Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion and goeth into darkness. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth to his love. Brothers is out here taking penitentiary chances trying to get a woman. And that's what these nations do. I'm going to stop there, but you read all the rest, man. It just shows you how far and to what ends a man will go for a woman or to please his woman. So where and how far are these nations going for this mother of harlots, this woman, this hoe known as America? You know what? I'm going to switch myself visually because I can see that it's cutting off the scripture a little bit. So let's go that way. So how far is a man? How far is a man gonna go? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, how far are these nations gonna go? They're gonna rob, steal, spoil. They want the silver, they want the gold, they want to impress this woman. They're gonna kill. They're gonna do whatever they take to make sure that they have a relationship with this whole known as America. She's riding on the scarlet colored beast, man. It's the red nation, the so-called white man. This is the only reason why he's the only nation ever described at birth. Why was it important for the Most High to even acknowledge what he looked like when he came out? Because obviously it was prophetic and was to be known as a marker to understand and know who these people were going to be. Because remember, the prophecy was told to Rebecca, 2 nations are in thy womb. He didn't say this 2 children. You got twins, honey. No, the prophet told her, no. 2 nations are in your womb. One is going to be a progenitor of one nation, and the other is going to be a progenitor of another nation, which ended up being, as we all know, the nation of Edom, which is the so-called white people, and the children of Israel, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 families that created one nation of people. Blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, and those scattered throughout the 4 corners of the diaspora are the children of Israel, right? Now, getting back to Revelation, I'm going to read verse 3 and verse 4 again. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. See how seductive America is? You know, America says that we got it all. Even though it's a hoe, man, even though she's dirty as hell, she got all kind of diseases and everything. But guess what? From the outside looking in, you can't tell them people who's flooding the border, smashing their way to get up in here, that, you know, the grass ain't greener on the other side. You can't tell them that Sloppy Joe has got Valhalla waiting for them. Their version of heaven waiting for them with a debit card, with a phone and free housing and childcare and everything else. You know, arrayed in purple and scarlet. Stock market is booming right now. Gas is coming down. You know, you would think Slow Biden really was on top of his job, but it's all game. It's all tricking and cooking of the books and pushing the buttons to make things look like everything is great under his watch. Purple, scarlet color, everything of precious gold, ointments, pearls, you name it, because what? Everybody says this is where the money is. This is where prosperity is. This is where we can actually make something of ourselves. So she seduces everybody coming on in. And then guess what? Once you're in, she's going to shove that poisonous teat in your mouth. You're going to have a sip of that. And guess what it says it is? Having a cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Man, you're going to come on in here, man, and you're going to kiss the ring. These nations, you know, they come over here, man. They say, yeah, we know we're in bed with the devil, but so what? I love money. I love power. I love, you know, fornication. I love the LGBTQ, HIV, IA community, you know, whatever they want. They're going to come over here and they got to take a full swallow. It says full of filthiness of her fornication. They're going to sit back and, you know, the nations come over here, man, and they are complicit. When they know the history of how America was established, how did they get this place? They sit back and say that doesn't matter anymore. Then you got the Palestinians over here capitalizing off of the whipped oppressive mind state of the so-called Negroes and got them out here sacrificing and protesting and setting up tents all over college campuses, talking about we standing with Palestine because they're fellow oppressed people. Palestine don't give a damn about you Negroes over here or you Hispanics over here. Guaranteed. But guess what? When everybody's drunk, can't nobody tell you what's right or wrong. Verse 5, and I'm going to stop there. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. It said this is the mother harlots, man. It gets no greater than this. Is the grand madam of all the abominations, of all the harlotry, abominable things that can go on in the earth, man. Everything flows up out of here, right? And then also, we know that Job 9:24 says that the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Now, watch what this guy says. Your favorite international panhandler and mine, you know, part-time president, part-time sodomite. Y'all seen the videos of him dancing around with high heels on and latex on and all kind of madness in the name of quote unquote comedy. Yeah, this guy used to be a comedian, but now all of a sudden he's some old, a Russian leader. I mean, Russian leader. See, I'm over here acting like slow Biden. Ukrainian leader, right? Who's running around country to country, every damn conference it is, panhandling, getting billions of dollars, leaving with more money and more money and more money, right? But watch what he says in this NATO conference that they had a few days ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be, and I want to be, candid and frank. Now everyone is waiting for November.
So I got to stop it. Notice he said, now everyone's waiting for November. Who's everyone? Is he talking about Americans? Is he talking about everybody here that's waiting for the Republicans and the Democrats to get it figured out? And no, he's talking about the whole world. See, that's the title of this video. Zelensky says the world can't wait for November U.S. election to take action to repeal Biden. Or repel Biden. Biden. Good Lord. I've been watching too much slow Biden, man. He got me twisted. To repeal or to repel Putin, right? So Zelensky is acknowledging that the whole world is at a standstill, pause moment until this election. Nothing moves until America makes its initial judgment on who is going to be the head of the snake. He just admitted, he said, everyone's waiting on November. And this is why it's such a clown show. And the world is sitting back laughing and looking and seeing what's going on with America. They're seeing slow Biden speaking in tongues, fumbling all over the place. You understand what I'm saying? Getting helped off the stage and everything else. And Trump rolling around in golf carts and doing whatever he's doing. They like America is in complete disarray. So the nations are either going to make their moves or they're going to sit back and wait before they decide what their next move is going to be. So Zelensky is acknowledging all the nations that are drunk off the wine of the wrath of the fornication, all the nations that have committed fornication with this great hoe known as America, they got to sit back and wait until the mama of harlots decides who her head pimp is going to be or whatever. Let me let this go.
Americans are waiting for November in Europe, Middle East, in the Pacific. The whole world is looking to autumn, looking to November. And truly speaking, Putin awaits November 2. It's time to step out of the shadows, to make strong decisions, work, to act, and not to wait for November or any other months to this end. We must be strong and uncompromising all together. And first of all, America. And first of all, the leaders of America. And the president of the United States as a leader of the free world. To be uncompromising in defending democracy. Uncompromising against Putin and his coterie. Uncompromising to every possible terror. The world can't be secure without America. America cannot be.
Oh, the world can't be secure without America. Now, mind you, over the last couple of weeks, haven't I pulled out articles where, number one, they just got through saying Biden and America said that Ukraine is too corrupt to join NATO. But they still give him a platform, still gave him $60 billion, still letting him ride because he is a puppet And he's part of the proxy war that NATO and America is using to get into a greater conflict known as World War III between NATO, America, and Russia and all of its allies. He can't get out. 2 weeks before that, he said he was ready to have peace talks. He was ready for an exit strategy. Remember that? That was after he seen Slow Biden jack up that debate, and he was like, man, it's over with. My trick, who I've been getting all this damn money from, he's about to get up out of here, and his successor doesn't like me, and he's gonna push the panic button and go all out and support whatever Russia wants to do. So he was like, man, maybe I need to start talking peace. Remember that? And now all of a sudden, the week after that, America's telling them they too corrupt. Now he's sitting back saying, well, we can't back down now. This is after, he getting word from NATO like, nah, bro, you're in here. You're the chosen one. You're going to have to bear the brunt. Doesn't matter how many hundreds of thousands of your men is getting killed. Doesn't matter how many women you're recruiting. Doesn't matter how many men you pick up out the barbershops and everywhere else and get thrown out there. You're going to fight. Now he's saying, well, I need the world behind me. We can't wait till November. This is also indicative to let you know that there may be a black swan event in order to disrupt this election, because Lord knows it ain't going how Esau wants it to go. The Most High is really throwing a whole state of confusion up in there. Slow Biden, there's a whole mutiny going on with the Democrats. And then on the other side, the rest of the world don't want Trump up in there. So they're at a stalemate right now. Something's got to give. I've made mention of it before, whether it's war, whether it's the plague, whether it's economic, who knows, civil war, who knows what they're going to pull. But for some reason, all of a sudden, now Zelensky is jumping out the window and he's saying, we can't wait till November. We got to get it on right now. Let me let this finish.
A leader and a world dream maker without caring for world affairs. America should not shy away from its strengths. It is America that keeps the freedom for the world.
Oh, now remember it said, but the scarlet colored beast, it said that the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Our contention always is letting you know, man, the so-called white man is the wicked. He's in control of the world, not the damn Arabs. So anybody says, oh, the white man is the Arabs. Like, what? No. The white man is who we say it is. The white man is who the Bible says it is. Even his own people are saying, we run the world. He just got to say, man, the world can't have peace. The world don't operate unless America does it. Well, who's the head of America? We see it, right? So let's move on. Poland, as I led off with, they're not saying they should. Maybe it might be a good idea. No, they're saying they must prepare for their army for a full-scale conflict. Poland is part of NATO. If Poland gets active, NATO is active. That means the other 30 plus countries that's involved with so-called keeping the peace on the earth, they got to all get active and go to war. So now Poland is itching even closer and closer to war. They're telling their army, get ready for full-scale conflict. And who are they in conflict with? You guessed it. Good old Mother Russia. Poland needs to prepare its soldiers for all-out conflict. Its armed forces chief of staff said on Wednesday, as the country boosts the number of troops on its border with Russia and Belarus. Poland's relations with Russia and its ally Belarus have deteriorated sharply since Moscow sent tens of thousands of troops into neighboring Ukraine in February 24th of 2022, starting a war that is still being fought, right? So we see Poland on the move, preparing for war. They're saying all-out war, all-out conflict. But the Negroes too worried about what happened at the BET Awards. I mean, how do we wake up these stiff-necked, hard-headed children, man? That's why the Lord said, man, 2/3 of them got to go. They're concerned. They're still talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar's beat. I mean, what? I mean, that's over and done with, man. Okay? It's propaganda going on with that whole thing. I mean, they're turning the whole hip hop thing against Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, who started it, who didn't. Here in LA, Kendrick Lamar had the concert, and you got the Northern Kingdom saying we feel slighted because we wasn't invited and wasn't allowed on stage to represent. They're praising Kendrick Lamar for having Crips and Bloods on stage, talking about he brought all the gangs together. No, he didn't. Was there quote unquote Crips and Bloods on stage? Yes, but that's nothing new. There's Crips and Bloods in the streets that get along all the time. It's a farce to believe that that's just all end all be all beef all the time. It's politics out here. Let alone they was in Inglewood. From my understanding, there was no quote unquote Bloods from Inglewood, so it wasn't all the blood. I mean, this is crazy. The only one who's going to bring real peace, real unity to these inner city gang communities is the word of the Lord, the truth, which Kendrick Lamar had, and I don't know what happened to him, but he damn sure ain't pushing these Israelites anymore like that. Doesn't seem that way. Sidebar, right? There's the threats of World War III is so clear. I mean, you have to be Stevie Wonder or whoever not to see it. And the Negroes just running around with sisters out here trying to see who's going to pay for her next meal. Brothers too worried about how much an eighth of weed is in pills and how many of their enemies they can shoot up than worried about the complete destruction of this whole place, man. Let's move on. NATO summit, U.S. to deploy long-range weapons in Germany. So, look, Germany's getting more weapons, more warfare. Remember, Germany even said that they were getting prepared for the first time for war since World War II. They've been docile, man. They didn't, really whoop Germany into shape over these last 50 years plus. But now they're being drugged into it. They're saying, look, forget all of that. You're going to get back to your fighting shape. And look who's supplying, look who's giving out more of the cup full of the wrath of the wine. America handing out drinks. Oh, you need a shot, Germany? Here, you take a shot. You need a shot, Ukraine? Here, you take a shot. Poland, you need a shot? Here, you take some. Everybody getting drunk. Everybody's on board. U.S. to deploy long-range weapons in Germany as President Sloppy Joe, Biden welcome NATO leaders. The U.S. and Germany announced a deployment of long-range weapons, and NATO pledged to provide Ukraine with 40 billion euros or $43 billion in military aid. I mean, it's guaranteed money. Anytime they come over here, Zelensky come over here panhandling, and we'll keep fighting for food, and he's getting money hand over fist. Meanwhile, everybody knows the cost of living ain't going down out here. They just passed the laws about banning homeless sleeping outside in California, Oregon, and other states. So where are those people going? You still got drug centers and zombie land over there in Philadelphia. You've got all of the crises going on in New York, Chicago, Texas, LA, everywhere else with all of the influx of overpopulation. Let alone you still got our brothers and sisters, in particular, brothers getting killed. You should just see, I'm sure some of y'all seen the video of the brother that just got killed at the I think it was a hotel in Milwaukee. Security guards killed him. Same way with George Floyd. So the brother went into a woman's bathroom, got up out of there. They made a whole big huss and fuss, tackled him down, choked him out on camera, and he got put to death. I mean, in today's society, what's wrong with him going in a woman's bathroom? I mean, how do you know he wasn't trans? You dig what I'm saying? I mean, that's how much confusion it is in this place. He could have played and said, look, I'm trans and you can't tell me I'm not. He didn't say he went in there and did anything to any females and nobody got violated in there. But he got put to death. I mean, we're going through that. Last week I just read a story about the man in Oklahoma. Edomite killed 7 Northern Kingdom, his neighbors, said go back to their country. I mean, we're dealing with all of this, and meanwhile they're saying send 43 billion more over there. Jake's losing their jobs. Jake's can't get callbacks from resumes and applications getting put out there, layoffs, bank closures, account freezes. I mean, what are we talking about? They got the money, but it just ain't going to you or me. Look at it. NATO pledges are further. That's saying 40 billion euros. They're getting the money. This is how you know they're not stopping that war, right? Zelensky tried to cop out. They said, no, you stay your ass in that war, man. I'm ready to talk peace. Ladies and gentlemen. Ain't no ladies and gentlemen, man. It's over with. You're stuck in that war, man, and the Most High has already pulled the damn bow back. Ain't nothing returning. 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3 lets us know that. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. See? He tried to call for peace and safety. He said he's ready to talk peace. Even Putin tried to put out peace talks. That ain't going nowhere. Remember, the scripture let us know, man, it's a time for peace, time for war. It's clear what time it is right here. Let me give one more precept to Job. Job 6:26, in verse 6. It says, hell is naked before him, and destruction hath no covering. Hell is the grave. Hell is death. Destruction. It says it's naked. It's wide open. It's bare. It's waiting to be filled. And destruction hath no covering, meaning there's no stopping the destruction that's impending. Hell, death, torment, it's all waiting to be fulfilled. So when the scriptures are saying, man, peace and safety and all of a sudden destruction coming, this is why we're seeing these nations is all tooling up, because hell is going to have to be fulfilled. Talking about destruction, death, have no covering, man. There's no stopping the destruction that's getting ready to happen. All right. Let's move on. Now, watch this. Biden increases tariffs on $18 billion in Chinese imports in a new warning to Beijing. So somebody say, what's a tariff? Okay, I'll help you out here. A tariff is a tax imposed by one country on the goods and services imported from another country to influence it. See, that's what Trump was saying when they said, well, how are you going to turn the economy around? He said, I'm going to tax the hell out of the countries that's important so we can make some money. He's going to penalize all the nations that need to, that need that poisonous milk from the teat of this harlot. He said, man, you're going to pay for this. You're going to pay more. Right? But it says in order to influence a country. So it's also to get a leg up on them, to gain some control, to put them in check. It's a penalty, i.e. a tax. A tax is a penalty, man. When you got to go back and you file for your taxes and you say, oh, shoot, I owe, it's a penalty. They're not celebrating you for paying your taxes, for allowing Uncle Sam to take his money off the top before you even know what your gross is. He's already got his money. And the money that he taxed, now you take it, you got it, and then you go and get it taxed again when you go buy goods and services, right? How wicked is that? And then it all goes back to the same pot. And here we are killing ourselves just to live. And as the prophet Haggai told us that we earn wages to put it in a bag full of holes. As soon as we get it, it goes right back out. See, that's the tax system, man. That's why the Most High told us, man, we're not supposed to charge usury upon each other, interest, heavy taxation, and all this other stuff, man, because it's evil. But this is what America is doing, and this is how they make their money, and this is how they keep the nations in check. So continuing on, it says a tariff is a tax imposed by one country on the goods and services imported from another country to influence it, to raise revenues, or protect competitive advantages. So the two things that we're looking at, how they doing it, they're going to raise revenues and to influence other countries, right? So Biden hit China with these tariffs, $18 billion on steel, aluminum, and I know those two in particular, but it might have been something else as well. But what happens with these tariffs is if the nations slow down on their imports, guess what? It creates a scarcity of goods, which means cost for the consumers is going up. If they're saying, damn, you taxing me like that to send my steel over there or my aluminum or my electronics or my cars or whatever the case may be, my oil, you're taxing me like that, I'm going to hold back then. I can't pay all that taxes. I'm going to give you what I can. And then America's got to say, oh, it's a shortage. It's their fault. It's China's fault. It's Russia's fault. You guys got to pay more money to buy whatever you need. Meanwhile, they're getting this tax money that's just going right back into the pocket of the gray hole. So now you can see why China feels some type of way, because Slow Biden is saying, China, you're getting a little too close with Putin. China, you're getting a little too close with Iran. You're getting a little too close with India. Oh yeah, I heard about you in that BRICS. Guess what? I still run this MFer. You know, that's how America looks at it. Yeah, I hear about that BRICS stuff, man, but I'm still the HNIC here. If you know, you know. Fill in the acronym. And how does he know? Because he's able to lay down these tariffs on China. So guess what China does? Now China's playing war games in Europe. China doubles down. See, China ain't worried about these tariffs. Because guess what? They're getting the BRICS economy together. They're already creating opt-out economic situations. You see the Saudi Arabia already said, man, we're cutting off the petrodollar. They're slowly but surely breaking away from America. So these tariffs, China's like, please, you're not hurting our pockets. We've got ulterior ways of making money, right? And at the same point in time, we're making our alliances with this war that when it's time to go, we're guaranteed Russia's got our back, and we're going to show our loyalty by even moving in closer to Europe. And we might be able to even influence some of those European countries to back away from you. So soldiers from China have been deployed to Europe to conduct a round of war games lasting 11 days in a move that is sure to taunt NATO. So we see who exactly they're taunting. NATO, America, the Ten Horns, right? Military exercises began on the territory of Belarus between the forces of Vladimir Putin's two allies. Now you see why they're telling Poland that they must get ready for direct and all-out conflict, because China's over there, Russia's still active, Iran has already let it be known that they're riding with them. North Korea, we just seen a couple weeks ago, Little Rocket Man, he let it be known that who he's riding with, right? So China's over there playing war games in Europe. Belarus, a nation ostracized by the West over support of the invasion of Ukraine, has invited China for drills just a few miles from the border of NATO member Poland. They've got nukes down there in Belarus. So don't be surprised if, China's over there sharing secrets, putting nukes over there. Who knows? But the exercises are being done. Remember, they just did that. Russia just did the exercise, the quote-unquote military exercises off the coast of Cuba. Damn near 30 miles off the coast from Florida. You can see them. Military drills are being done all over the place. NATO just conducted their biggest military drill. Over 300,000 troops. It's par for the course. So the exercises kicked off officially on Monday, the eve of the transatlantic summit in Washington. Just hours later, it was reported that NATO was expected to label China a, quote, decisive enabler of Russia's bloodshed. So this is the response. This is why. You know, Slow Biden figures, oh, I'm going to hit him in the pockets because he think he's, you know, doing something. But, you know, we know that that's can be effective if done right, you know. Let me see. There's 7 in Ecclesiastes. 7 and verse 12. It says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. See that? They know that money can be a defense. Money can be an opportunistic way for one to prosper, to one to take care of their country, their nation, their household, just like we would utilize it, you know. It's a necessary. It's an ends to justify the means. It's a necessary evil, right? That's why even Timothy told us in the 6th chapter in the 19th, 6 and 10, Salakia. 6 and 10 says that the love of money is the root of all evil. It's not the money. There's nothing wrong with it. The paper currency, man, the whether it's digital, whether it's, you know, the fiat that we hold, got the ugly Edomite faces on it. It's not evil on its own. But when it's weaponized, when you love it, when you lust after, when you covet it, that's when the evil comes into play. That's when the sin comes into play. But it can be utilized as a defense. This is why Slow Biden is utilizing it as a way to try to weaken the defenses of China, trying to make them submit and back down from their commitments to their allies. They're saying you're getting a little too nosy over there in Europe. You're becoming an enabler. Whose side are you on? We're allowing you with trade. We're allowing you to buy farmland and lands over here. We're allowing all of your people to come over here, and we're blaming all of this migrant crisis on the Hispanics and the Haitians and the West Africans. We're blaming them. We're saying they're the ones invading all over the place. That's because they're throwing them out there on the streets. So visually, that's what we all see. But I showed y'all that the biggest number of migrants coming in is from China, the Chinese. And I even played a video from 60 Minutes acknowledging and saying that and showing them creeping under fences, sliding on over, flooding up in here. They're letting it be known, man, we letting you damn Moabites come on over here, man, and live your life. And here you are, becoming an enabler in this war, man. You're not falling in line. So we got to tax you. And hopefully that breaks down your defenses. See, that's the objective. But China ain't having it. They're continuing on. Look at this. Robo War. China said to release killer robots into battle within 2 years. Remember, they said that they were going to invade Taiwan by 2027. So here we are. On the eve of 2025, I mean, that's right around the corner. We're already halfway through 2024. So they're already acknowledging that they're going full robotic, predator drones, all that other stuff, man, when it comes down to this next war that they're already talking about with Taiwan. You know, that's what happens with AI, man. When you've got individuals with a conscious, with a so-called conscious or a spirit or a soul in them that helps them to discern right or wrong. You tell an individual, man, go over there and kill that person. You say, no, that's not right. I'm not doing that. You know, sometimes their guilt will have limitations, but guess who won't? AI won't. The robots won't. They're going to go and do exactly what they're programmed to do. So China is utilizing this thing. It says that China are desperate to beat the US and UK in a technology arms race. China is on course to deploy killer robots into battle within 2 years, it has been claimed. The warning came as the communist state revealed it had developed robotic dogs equipped with machine guns. So clearly they do have those things. They've got armed drones, armed robot dogs. You see them trying to lead the charge with the AI robots serving you hamburgers and drinks in restaurants. You see these little they're not even dolls, man. These sex dolls and AI fake doll bots that they got now, man. That these weird cats, man, is all falling in love with. I remember doing the DSTM, and it wasn't DSTM at the time. I was just calling them current events. Maybe like 10 years ago. Either 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And when they first started talking about the sex bots, and they had a convention, and they displayed the first one, and they said, man, it was at this convention, and these damn demons, man, hopped on this thing so fierce, man. They said the thing was broken and jacked up before the end of the day, before the conference was over, man. It completely got destroyed. That these dudes went ham on. So the robotic wars is on. It says defense analyst Francis Tusa said China was not hindered by fears over AI, which would see them come up with, quote, new ship designs, new submarine designs, new fighter aircraft designs at a rate which is dizzying. They are moving 4 or 5 times faster than the States. So that's part of the technology. And that's part of the aspects of worship, because look, even Romans 1 lets us know that there are those who's going to worship the creature more than the creator. So when the Most High gets put out the picture, this is why you see everything turning towards AI, everything turning towards robotics, everything's turning towards, the crystal ball, i.e. the cell phones and the various texts that we have, even down to the warfare. So people are honoring and worshiping these creatures, which are part of the creation, but as opposed to the Most High, no. So they're going into next level warfare with robotics. China's on track, they said, within 2 years, which goes along with their estimation of when they plan on invading Taiwan. So we'll see if that comes to pass. In China sends most warplanes ever across a key line with Taiwan. So not only, again, like I said from the beginning, they're in Europe. They're crossing lines in Taiwan, right? U.S. Coast Guard patrol spots Chinese naval ships off of Alaska Island. They're in Alaska. So clearly the tariffs didn't scare off China. Clearly they're not paying attention to any financial threats. They're not worried about the repercussions that comes along with it. They're monitoring, they're seeing what Sloppy Joe is doing on TV and how he's fumbling it and messing around with these debates. They're seeing the weakness of where America's at. The holes is open, and they're taking full advantage. You've been hearing about the stories of what was it? They caught a few Chinese cats, man, trying to get into some military bases some months back. They've got, let me see, where was it? I just seen a story, man. They said that China's got multiple acres. I think it was there. Let's look at this one right here. See this? China buying up land near U.S. military bases. 19 strategic locations potentially compromised. That's just 2 weeks ago. See, that's what I'm saying. America plays a game like, oh, they're punishing China, but at the same time, they're rewarding them and they're giving them, rations, which are major rations, but they're going to turn on them. They're going to turn on them. There's no question about it, because look, Obadiah even tells us. Obadiah tells us this. We'll read verse 1 and I'm going to read down. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Most High Yahweh concerning Edom. So there's no question who's this talking about. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. See, once America was great amongst the heathen, now they're becoming small and greatly despised. I shared an article probably a year or so ago where the president of Turkey said all the nations hate America, but they tolerate America because they have to do business with them. They know that this is the mother of harlots. They know this is the place where all things flow, and it's necessary for them to survive, so they got to deal with America. But if it was up to them, they wouldn't mess with them. Greatly despised. So China, even though they got buying up land near U.S. Air Force bases, they're buying up farmland all over the place. They've got investments in real estate and commercial real estate over here. They're importing and they're exporting, even though America's saying, we're going to tax you with tariffs. They're not doing that. Right? They're sailing off the coast of Alaska. They're over there in Europe running major drills. They're exercising their technology, creating AI armies. And America's sitting back saying, oh, no, those are our friends. You know, we just got to get them back in line. That's over with. Because, look, it says, I made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee. You can see even with slow Biden, man. He said he's not stepping down unless they tell him there's no way that he can win. And he just said that the other day. And meanwhile, everybody's telling him around him, you can't win. You got to get out of here. You got to back down. You got to fall back. You got to drop out. And then he's whispering, nobody's saying that. Nobody. I mean, what is wrong with that guy? Everybody's saying it. But he's so damn old and deaf, he can't hear it. Because why? The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, then shall I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Let me get down to verse 7, right to the point. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. See, all of the alliances that they think they have. Remember, even Revelation 17 tells us that the 10 horns are going to hate the whore, and they're going to make war with this place. So it's all set up. It's all, aligning in the way that the Most High prophesied. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. See, didn't we read earlier? All the nations are feeding off of the great whore, drinking the wine of the wrath of the fornication. Revelation 18 tells us that they're all living deliciously under America. They're all getting their money. They're all being able to have their imports, exports, the trades, the slaves, everything. They've been able to profiteer off of them. It says there's none understanding in them. I mean, that's literally and figuratively. You tell me if you can understand what Joe Biden is saying. Trump even said, I don't even think he knows what he's saying. Right? But here you go. U.S. Coast Guard patrol spots Chinese naval ships off Alaska Island, right? So they're moving in. Iran's new president vows to back Hezbollah and other terror groups. So other nations, man, Iran's still kicking it. They just launched 200 missiles over at what was it? Israel a week or so ago. Killed one of the top generals. So the new president, remember the old one, dies in the plane crash. They said it looked like an accident. Make it look like an accident, we went over that whole meme and how that works. But the new one comes in and says, I'm picking up right where the old left off, man. If you thought I was going to come in here and be democratic and, talk a whole new regime, no, same thing. And matter of fact, he's even stepped up even more than the last one. So when peace being spoken of, that ain't going down. Who that? Hey, Shalom, what's good, Walt? I know, man, it's been a long time, brother. You got my digits, man. Hit me up. All right. Continuing on. So it says on the next one, Zelensky arrives in Washington for NATO summit with support for Ukraine's war effort as the top of the agenda. So we saw him speaking, saying the world can't wait. I need more money. All that peace talk that he was talking about earlier, that's out of here, right? He's not with it. So he's going to have to continue on. Let's continue. Uh-oh. Now here's the headlines. Biden looks finished. There's surely no coming back from this. I know Now, they said the president has had a chance to show his, quote, big boy credentials. Now, they were saying that was the press conference that he did yesterday was known as the big boy press conference. And it was kind of a joke and a mockery of him of how he's deteriorated. And you know how they tell a kid, that was being potty trained, and he finally pooped. And they say, oh, you're a big boy, all right, you did potty. That's what they're doing with slow Biden. When you are acknowledging your press conferences to show that you're a big boy, I mean, how bad can it be? And then he still dropped the ball on that yesterday. That was his chance to show everybody, oh, I still got it. Yeah, I got mopped up on that debate. I look bad. They juiced him up yesterday. They had him on it, whatever little fancy cocktail pick-me-ups he had on. I mean, they had flowing through his system. They gave him a shot. They said it was supposed to be script-free. The whole first 10 minutes of his speech was scripted. He's reading out the teleprompters, talking about what was he talking about? I forgot what his introduction was, but it was something that he was dealing with currently, and what a great job he was doing. Then he went out and had a list of questions saying they gave me this list and told me who I can ask questions from. How is that scripted? You're supposed to just see hands up and just say, okay, you in the black, you in the red, you in the pink, okay, go ahead, shoot them at me. They already had particular reporters that they gave okays to answer their questions. And he still dropped the ball on that. So they're saying he looks finished. He's done. Well done. Cooked. If slow Biden wanted to design a pair of gas to cause his presidency as much damage as possible, it would be hard to do better than his performance on Thursday night. This NATO summit in Washington has already been overshadowed by questions about the U.S. president's rage and mental capacity, and every world leader has been asked about it in interviews here 2 miles away on Capitol Hill. Democrats have been locked in conclave all week to discuss what to do about Mr. Biden and his health. I mean, what 6 months ago, a little bit more? Oh, he's fit. He's never looked better. They even had some people on CNN, MSNBC, and some other spots saying Biden looked great after his speech yesterday. I mean, you can't make this up, man. Remember not too long ago, the Karine Jean-Pierre said that all of these videos of him making these gaffes and jacked up, they were deep fakes. That you wasn't seeing him doing the stuff. He never fell on the ground. He never got lost on the stage. I guess when he just called President Zelensky President Putin, I guess he did just say that the other day. I mean, how do you mess that up? In the same speech yesterday, he called Trump his vice president. I mean, Kamala Harris got to be looking like, good Lord. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. She's done. Cooked up, man. So there's no coming back from it. Look, this is the hostage situation. I can say, oh, it's clickbait. No, it's real. It's not a human situation, but they're holding his money hostage now. His top donors have now said that they're freezing $90 million until he drops out. So the money is being held hostage. Look at this. Donors tell pro-Biden super PAC roughly $90 million in pledges is frozen. That's how bad it is. There's a complete mutiny going on over there with the Democrats. Slow Biden, all his people done turned on him. I told y'all they lined him up for that debate. They knew he was gonna get roasted. They're trying to get rid of him. But the pride of his heart had deceived him. He's saying, I'm not going anywhere. Nobody wants me to leave. Everybody loves me. I'm a big boy. I can't tell. His Hollywood, backers are telling him, get out of there. Now his top donors are saying, the money's froze, Joe, until you get up out of there. We're not doing that. Some major Democratic donors have told the largest pro-Biden super PAC, Future Forward, that roughly $90 million in pledged donations is now on hold. Now on hold, if President Sloppy Joe, Joke Biden, if he remains at the top of the ticket, according to two people who have been briefed on the conversation, they said, we're holding out this money if he's still on the ticket. The money's being held hostage, man. They said, you're not getting this money, man, until you get up out of there. More money, more problem. Remember, money's a defense. If he's not getting that money, he's not getting it. Remember, he was just bragging yesterday about, we still got about 200-something million in the bank. But no, they're taking that money away, Joe. That's not going down. The frozen contributions include multiple 8-figure commitments. According to the two people who spoke on the condition of anonymity, given the sensitivity of the situation, the decisions to withhold such enormous sums of money is one of the most concrete examples of the fallout from Mr. Biden's poor debate performance at the end of June. It's over for him. Look, you're getting people fired. Biden radio interview scandal escalates as host is fired for allowing White House to send scripted questions, even though president still made a major gaffe. And you saying, what is it? Remember when this was the interview where he said he's the first black woman, he's the first black woman, first black female vice president, or whatever he said. But remember, I played that audio of that radio interview, and the damn host, she was saying, like she just didn't hear him say that he is the first black female vice president to serve under the first black president. So when he said that he's a black female, I mean, he's a Decepticon. He's trans now. And the radio host, man, the dumb sister, and I seen the interview with her. And she was like, I think people making that too big of a deal about that. We know what he was trying to say. Of all that interview, a great interview, that's all that they heard. And then when they said, well, did the White House send you scripted questions that you were only allowed to ask him? She said, yeah. And guess what? The radio station fired her dumb black butt for not being impartial when interviewing this cat. She tried to play along and got her butt fired for trying to support slow Biden. So you lose your job trying to support this cat right now, man. This dude is toxic. He's poisonous, man. You better stay away from him. You Negroes, man, get out the damn voting booths and the polls, run around with your red hats on, thinking that you're gonna make America great again with the chump Agent Orange president. He's gonna hang you Negroes too, and you Hispanics just running around here loving it. You need to vote IQAhmath, vote for these laws and these commandments, vote for the elect, vote for the chosen of the Most High, the 144,000. That's what you need to be doing. I be telling these Jakes all the time, every time these polls come around and everything, I always tell them, are you ready to vote? You ready? No, I'm voting for Christ. How about you? Especially if they black. They be like, yeah, man, me too. But, we got to do what we do right now, right? No, we don't. No, we don't. Look what's going on. That black woman, man, she got fired after sitting back and supporting slow Biden. She went along with the program, admitted that they gave her scripted questions to try to help his image and make him look good, and lost her damn job. That's what she gets. Moving on. Nuclear fallout. White House gives a shock response when asked if Biden 81 would deal with the nuclear attack after 8. The reason why I asked about this is he said he's going to, he's got to reassess himself. He's got to get to bed by 8 o'clock, but remember, he's a big boy. He can't stay up past 8 now. And they said, well, what happens if there's a nuclear attack after 8 and Joe Biden is asleep? They said, well, we will handle it. They didn't say the president is the only one who can respond with a nuclear attack. No, there's no cabinet member. There's nobody else who can say launch the nukes. I was joking with my son and a brother-in-law earlier today. With his speaking in tongues and flopping at the mouth, if he says, yeah, let's go ahead and do the launch, and next thing you know, he's being interpreted saying, let's go do lunch. Launch. It both sound the same to somebody, man. He'll mess around and start the war just off of him slithering his tongue out the wrong way. So they said there was no real response saying that they were going to wake him up. They said, well, we've got a team in place for that. We're not going to disclose what would happen if he was still, if it was bedtime and he had to go to bed and a nuke hits. I mean, this is unbelievable. Look at the damage. This is the estimation of the effects of a blast on New York. They said there would be estimated 710,360 deaths if a nuke hit New York. 1.1, almost 1.2 million people would be affected by injury. That's one nuke. And the hypersonic nuke I think they got right now, they said, man, that thing can hit over here in less than 15 minutes coming from Russia. So you see the grid on here, man. Fireball, everything gets vaporized in this yellow circle right here. Outside of that, a heavy blast damage fatality is nearly 100%. Radiation is likely fatal outside of that. Reaching all the way to New Jersey, medium blast damage, most buildings will collapse. New Jersey is a whole nother city. Whole nother state, right? Then as we continue on, thermal radiation, 3rd-degree burns expected all the way out. Light blast damage and windows are shattered. That's a major damage. Big metropolitan city like New York is hit. You're talking over 700,000 gone immediately. And then 1.2 million either going to get hit with destruction from building blasts, radiation burns and poisonings, light blast damage. You might as well round it up now to 1.9, almost 2 million people, because the injuries is just as bad from burns. People could eventually die from their burns, radiation poison, so forth and so on, man. Everybody's gonna get hit. Yeah, that's a fact, running, y'all, for sure. And this guy is gonna be asleep, and they're saying we won't wake him up. We don't know, They say, well, we've got a team in place. We'll figure that out. Okay, unless you know how America is gonna be vaporized. Okay, well, let me lighten the mood a little bit. Let me lighten the mood.
Must there be a reconciliation?
Wait. Wiped my butt, Jack, every time so far.
He's the big boy. Now, whether this is voiceover deepfake, I don't know. But they saying he got asked about this, and they said it sounded like he said, my butt's been wiped.
Must there be a reconciliation?
Wait. What?
Yeah. You tell me.
Reconciliation?
Wait. Wiped my butt, Jack, every time so far. There we go.
He loves whispering too. I don't know what that's about, man. Maybe that's the pedophile in him, pedophile in him. You know how he does. His own daughter came out and said, man, her showers with him was inappropriate. But meanwhile, man, he's still running. He's got a dope fiend son who's now his right-hand man in highly classified cabinet meetings, convicted felon. He's waiting to be sentenced to go to jail, and they still letting him be around. I mean, it's unbelievable. But meanwhile, you know, at least we know he's clean, man. He said his butt's been wiped. Let's move on. 8 dead after barrel landfall, millions without power, man. Prayers up to the brothers and sisters out there, man. In the truth and out the truth. I got some peoples out there in Houston. Bad news out there, man. That hurricane hit over there. You got 2 million people continually still without power. And it's been a few days now. 2 million. Hurricane hit down there, man. And it's like 90 plus degrees plus humid. And you can't flick on that fan. You can't turn on that air. You probably, you know, if you wasn't prepared, your food supplies is probably running low. Your water might be contaminated. You can't drink that water. That's why we always are talking about being prepared or having things in place, because you never know. Sometimes, the over-righteous Israelites out there like this, man, you ain't gonna have that. It ain't gonna matter. You're gonna get put to death, blah, blah. We're not talking about how to survive World War III. We're not talking about how to survive Jacob's trouble. We're talking about situations like this. We know canned goods are not gonna stop a nuke. I mean, let's keep it real. We ain't talking about that. But I guarantee you, if the brothers and sisters that was listening and watching out there in Houston and took heed to understanding the necessary needs to at least have certain things of preparation, they'd be a little bit better off. Because when we're reading, and global famines is on the horizon. I mean, First Ezra 15 tells us about the lack of food, bread, and neighbors invading each other's homes, men being scared or feared for their lives, can't go into certain areas and cities without being, man designed to go in the city not being able. I mean, these are all things that we can see that on the surface, that, remember, even Yahweh said, these are the beginnings of sorrow. So, you do have an opportunity to possibly get a reprieve from said perils if we're prepared and we're in the faith and keeping the laws. Those are the number one things, man, is the keeping the faith of Yahweh and keeping the commandments and fearing the Most High. After that, you utilize wisdom and knowledge to maintain stability and strength of salvation. So, Hurricane Beryl, man, big damage down there in Houston. Look, Biden, Texas officials spar over Beryl response as power outages persist. Joe Biden and Texas Lieutenant Governor are at odds over who's at fault for the pace of the federal response to Hurricane Beryl, as Houston area residents swelter without power. This is why you can't sit back and wait for Uncle Sam to save you. You're waiting for FEMA. You're waiting for the government. You're waiting for whomever, and they ain't coming. You're waiting for your electricity to come back on so you can use your EBT card and you go run to your nearest Walmart if they're open, because Walmarts are closing all over the place as well. Big Lots, Walmarts, Walgreens, CVS, you name it. All of the stores, man, that's in Israelite neighborhoods that Jakes rely upon for their medications, for their food, all getting shut down. We're already in food deserts as it is, and now they're stripping those things away. So Houston, 1.5 million residents remain without power, and there's a struggle regarding who's going to help. Texas Lieutenant Governor saying, hey, man, the government's supposed to come help. Slow Biden, where's the troops at? Where's the damn help at? And Biden saying, hey, that's you guys' problem. I'm struggling over here just having a damn press conference. What, you want me to save you too? Biden didn't issue a major disaster declaration for the state until Tuesday, a day after the storm made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane outside of Houston. The storm knocked out power for millions and killed several people. Well, yeah, he was too busy giving $63 billion to Ukraine. Everybody in Houston, hey, you can wait. You got 1.5 million people. At first, they said it was 2 million people. Maybe 500,000 they would get their power back on. But who knows? People dead, supplies jacked up, no power. But 63 can go to Ukraine. And then you got the government and the state officials arguing over who's going to help. You can't depend on Egypt, man. That's the bottom line. Isaiah 30 tells us that. Matter of fact, we'll go there just for the sake of Isaiah 30. Verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. You see that? So our people completely leave off and don't recognize and see. Well, you know what could be the problem? The Most High told us your sins is what brought these curses and the evils upon us. Do we think to go back to him, or do we think, let's plead to Governor Abbott, let's plead to Slow Biden, let's plead to the lieutenant governor of the state? Maybe they'll help us. We need help from Egypt. No, seek help from the Most High first. And if the Most High puts a spirit on them to help you, okay, then so be it. But put things in order. The Most High said in Job 20 that his children are going to seek to please the poor. And then I think it's in Jeremiah 15. It tells you that in our captivity, they're going to do well to us. So the favor is going to come from the Most High, but the Most High is going to have to put the spirit on them to come help you. But when we sit back and trust in oppression, according to Proverbs 3:31, Most High said, man, you can forget about it. That's why we have to at least be able to somehow not be completely dependent upon, You got to cut the umbilical cord at some point in time from the gray whore. You can't keep sitting back saying, oh, she's going to feed me. She's going to take care of me. No, she's not. As people in Houston are finding out. Heavily populated area with our people, too. Guaranteed a lot of our people are suffering right now. Can you imagine what's going on in the 5th Ward, 3rd Ward? Can you imagine what's happening with Jake's over there? They getting jacked up. And Esau sitting back saying, you help him. No, you help him. No, you help him. No, you help him. I'm not helping him. I'm busy right now. I'm trying to I'm trying to motivate and get NATO going. I'm trying to hold on to my presidency. That's the plight that we face. Let's move on. Remember this? Yeah, these damn Edomites, man, they had adopted some Jakes, and they were using them as slaves. This is in Virginia. Hold on, this is overlapping. Let me move this down some. There we go. And now you got his family. They got arrested, right? They had three Jakes, man. Had them living in the outhouse, malnourished, having them doing all kind of chores, enslaving them, wearing them out, right? It says they don't even, listen to this. Hold on. This is their family and friends trying to defend these two demons. And look what they say. They don't even know how to spell racist. Family defends white Virginia couple accused of forcing adopted black children to work as slaves and live in a barn. Did they help their argument? Did they help their defense by saying they don't even know how to spell racist? That means that they are completely inept. That means that they have no business trying to take care of anybody's children. If they're illiterate and you can't spell, that means you can't provide. You can't, you can't spell racist. And that is just shows you how stupid these damn people are, man. A foolish nation. Thinking that's a proper defense. They don't even know how to spell racist. Okay, that lets you know they were even less qualified. So how did they get in the hands of these children? How did these children get in the hands of these damn demons, man? We know, for those of us who do understand and read the curses and acknowledge that we are being cursed as a people, right? except for these damn, urban apologists running around saying we're not cursing. These Israelites that have fallen off and fell out the faith, and I'm not cursed. Really? Then explain to us. Where's that verse at? Verse 32. Deuteronomy 20:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. See, sons and daughters, man, go look and see who's flooding the foster care system. Adoption agencies, right? Who's being aborted at innumerable rates? See, that's our people, our kids. And here they are taking them and then reverting them back to slavery. Donald Land 63 and Jeanne Whitefeather. She's going to say she's Native American. $5 Indian and $5 the same one. Anyway, have been charged with child abuse after their 5 kids were found locked in the shed after allegedly laboring on the surrounding farmland. Prosecutors in Kanawha County, West Virginia, say that the couple targeted the children 16, 14, 11, 9, and 6 because of their race and were used basically as slaves. In coming to their defense, friends and relatives came out and defended the couple. Said that they're not guilty and they're not racist. Imagine that. I can't tell. They said that the kids was in there malnourished and all jacked up, living in a damn barn. Why were they not allowed into the big house, boss? The least racist people around. Why? Because they found 5 niggas that they could, little nigglets, and brought them in. Because their white privilege would tell them, I would never do that. I'll never bring these little Negroes into my house. So they come to their defense. They're the least racist people we know here in West Virginia. Because they got to be crazy white folk if they're going to take these niggas in. No way. They're racist. Until they realize, they were bringing them in here so they can wear them out. And then they tell them they can't even spell racist. These dumbed down, humpback inbred Edomites out there, man, in West Virginia, man. Unreal. Let's move on. California to impose permanent water restrictions on cities and towns. So if it's not getting any worse, and anybody that don't live in California, you know who y'all are. Talking to me about, well, you need to get out of California. Come over here with us. Come over here with me. It's only going to get worse. I know. The Most High said my work and my place here isn't done. And when it is, I got to do like Abraham and I got to get the hell up out of here. But look, California, man, is getting even more oppressed. As Governor Newsom is running around talking about how he's standing 10 toes down with Joe Biden. He's riding with him till the wheels fall off. He's not going anywhere. He loves Joe Biden. Why? Because slow Biden lets Governor Newsom do whatever he wants. And if you want a poster child for the, New World Order and everything else, man, Newsom is the perfect puppet, man. He'll bend over, man. No Vaseline needed. He loves it. You want the Green New Deal? You want to restrict gas? Oh, I'm doing it. You want to restrict water? I'm doing it. You want to open up the borders, get everybody in here, free healthcare, whatever else, shut down the country? I'm doing it. Inflation, extra taxes on firearms and ammo and everything else. I'm doing it. High rent, no rent control, everything. I'm doing it. Gas out the roof. I'm doing it. I mean, he does everything. Homeless all over the place. $24 million, or was it $1 billion? Unfounded when it came down to helping the homeless. Money disappears. He's doing it. Lockdown, mandates, mask on, everything else. He did it. Meanwhile, he wasn't doing it. He's sitting up there in the damn restaurants, mask off, chilling with his peoples. eating and telling everybody else if you don't do it, you're gonna lose your job. You can get arrested and fined. Congregations and parties shut down if you didn't follow the mandates, and he's out partying. San Francisco's a damn wasteland. The Bay is all jacked up. And he's standing next in line to run America. Imagine that. Telling you can't catch rainwater, you can't have a garden in your backyard in some cities, man, without getting fined. I mean, this is ridiculous. Next up, California will impose permanent water restrictions for the first time in history after the state's Water Resources Control Board approved a long-debated policy. The policy, dubbed Making Conservation in California a Way of Life, is intended to permanently decrease statewide water use so that water reductions during droughts aren't as severe. The new policy was prompted in legislation by Governor Jerry Brown in 2018. Retail water suppliers, not individual households or businesses, will now be required to reduce their water use by close to 30% over the next 15 years. Suppliers who do not follow the new guidelines will face $10,000 in daily fines. Retail water suppliers. So they're saying they're the ones who's going to get hit. But who needs the water? Households, businesses. Hello? That means that the retail water suppliers are going to charge more money because they're getting hit with permanent restrictions and fines. So if they're saying we can't give out as much water as we can, so we're going to charge you a little bit more because it ain't as free flowing as it used to be. Lord knows you can't drink out the damn faucets. So everybody's going to water purification spots, reverse osmosis spots, filling up their jugs. If you ain't buying bottles of water and cases of water, it's all going to trickle down. But here we are. One more thing. Grid operator tells Californians to prepare for power conservation. Heat is on. The heat is on. I mean, it was just 124 degrees in Palm Springs last week. 124. That's record setting. And I think yesterday it was like 121. Palm Springs, yes, it's the desert, but it's a tourist attraction. People still go to Palm Springs to get away, slow down a little bit and the whole nine, man. But that's hot as hell. Not doing that. Up north, I mean, the heat is starting to kick in as summer's kicking in. Massive heat waves are hitting all across the country, but the West Coast is starting to get hit up now. Now they're telling everybody, we're going to conserve on that power because we don't want to have no problems with our power grid. So don't let it start having rolling blackouts, hours that you can use power, hours that you can't. I mean, what's going to happen to your refrigerated items if they tell you can't use your power for a couple of hours? I mean, who knows? But they're giving a warning now to start conserving your power. When you get the bill next month and it's high as hell because they're saying, look, you're using more power, we're going to charge you a little bit more. Maybe that'll make you turn off them lights, and maybe that'll make you, stop using all the extra electricity and leaving your computer on all day and whatever else you're doing. They're going to try and get it one way or the other. The California Independent System Operator ISO on Wednesday told customers to be prepared to conserve energy as forecasts of extreme heat this week are set to raise power demand and constrain the grid. The grid is stable now, California ISO said, but it said that linger for days can overtax generators and cause outages. The grid operator expects higher electricity demand on Wednesday and Thursday, with Thursday said to be the hottest day this week. If the weather, the grid conditions worsen, the ISO may issue a series of emergency notifications to access additional resources and prepare market participants and the public for potential energy sources. So far the last couple of days, no warnings have gone out, but they're acknowledging and letting it be known how fragile that the grid is, and power could go out at any particular point in time if pushed to the limit. Another reason, prepare. Look at it. Companies are going bankrupt at the fastest pace since 2020, a historic surge. But Slow Biden said that he's got the greatest economic recovery since he inherited whatever he's claiming that he inherited when he became the president. His diplomatic policies is top notch, and how much he's doing. Companies are going bankrupt at its fastest pace since when? 2020. Who came into office in 2020? Oh, okay. New figures published by the S&P Global Intelligence show that 75 companies filed for bankruptcy in June, the highest number recorded in a single month since early 2020 at the height of the C-19 pandemic. That puts this year's total number of bankruptcies so far to 346, which is notably higher than comparable levels seen in the past 13 years. So, you want to know if the economy is on the rebound. I mean, here we are looking. You look at the stock market right now. They're talking about it's at an all-time. Everything's great, but the stock markets don't line your pockets or my pockets. We can't tell. We're still killing ourselves just to live, check to check, robbing Peter to pay Paul, doing whatever we can do to survive. And meanwhile, the big boys, not Joe Biden, but the corporate CEOs and the rest of the bankers and all, they lining their pockets up, cooking the books, fixing the numbers, making it look like everything's great. And you've got commercial real estate completely going down the toilet. Businesses are closing up faster than they can open. Companies are going bankrupt at record levels. This place is over with. America, the prosperity, so forth. That's why they're sitting back begging for Trump to make it great again. Maybe he's going to bring some money and prosperity to the table. The dream is deferred, man. That's out of here. Okay. Bankruptcies, business closures, layoffs, bank failures. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. You see it, you heard it. It is what it is at this point, man. That's it for your brother, man. All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath, man. Another episode of DSTM in the banks and in the record books. I want to make sure I salute brothers and sisters who stayed there with me this evening. All praises, man. The water for y'all for chilling with your brother tonight. If you're catching this tomorrow, all praises, man. Shabbat shalom to you, man. But your brother's going to sign off, man. Hopefully everybody got some understanding, some edification today, and some information to lock into your memory banks, man, and to continually move in the fear of the Most High, the keeping of the commandments, and the faith of Yahweh Shai. All right? So with that, I'm going to say salute to the saints and to the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You know the routine, man. Fear the Most High, keep the commandments, but lastly, don't shoot the messenger. Shalom.